this? Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Okay. Okay. Hi, my name is Jonah, and I just got rejected from one of the internships that I was really excited for. Yeah. First of all, this is my very first YouTube video in the tech space. It feels weird because I do not come from a tech background. I also can't afford right now to go to a traditional college or university or a technical program for UX design or UX research. I want to document my journey into UX. I want to document the ups and the downs, and today it's a down. It's a really big down. There's a lot of emotions that I have right now, and I hope that this video reaches other self-taught UX designers or UX researchers, anyone in the tech field who has a similar story that I have. So let's flashback from the beginning. So I started studying UX back in 2020. Towards the end of 2020, I did the Google certificate program for UX research, and then I was like, okay, maybe I need to get myself into like a classroom setting or into a program. And so after I did the UX Google certificate for about a couple months, I felt like I was just hitting like a roadblock where things weren't clicking the way that that they were supposed to be clicking for. And so from there, I then enlisted myself into a program. It was a boot camp, and the boot camp was really weird. I don't know if you guys have gone through this as well, but boot camps sometimes are like very like sketchy, and this one was like, the name was, it was under a university. I don't know if I should like name the university, but it's a local university to me. And they first were charging me $500 for the first month of the program, which was like fine. It got you to introduce yourself into the program, to what UX design was. I already knew a lot of it from my Google certificate program, and so I was like, okay, I'll pay the $500. And then it turns out that it was like actually like $250, which was like really weird to me. But anyways, I digress. And so during the program, I just was really liking it. Honestly, there was like a lot of community building. There's a lot of team collaboration. It was a traditional like classroom setting. We like were meeting over Zoom. There was instructors. Loved my instructors. If you guys are out there and you guys remember me, hi. I think you guys are on my LinkedIn. So we shout out to y'all. After that, it got to the point where I don't know if it's because none of my family has gone to a university or college. We don't have like a college background in our family. That I thought that like loans and things like that were easy to obtain. Like you didn't need like a credit score or like anything like that. Like I was just so oblivious to all of that stuff. So when it came time to pay for this program, let's just say that the program was going to cost like $15,000, which is like in hindsight like fine, but with interest and everything like that, it would have been like at least like $25,000 to $30,000 with interest, I would say. And that's like compared to like other educations, like that's fine. Like that is like actually like nothing compared to other people's like student loan debt. But With my particular situation, I could not get a co-signer for my loan. My family is just not equipped for that right now at this time. And I don't really have connections outside of my family that I can rely on right now. So I had to turn down the program. And that was in January of this year, January or February. Um, and that broke me. And I would say the most devastating part of it was me trying to better myself, but having a paywall stopping me. And that brought me into a really big dark depression because prior to that, I really was getting like a hang of the program. I was like, things were finally connecting from like my Google certificate program to this in-person program. I was learning Figma. I was starting my first project. Um, and I just couldn't continue. Oh my god, this crow. Oh my god, sorry. If there's my window's open. I had the fan on, but like the fan was like making my light in the background like flicker, so I'm like literally in heat. So if you guys hear anything, I'm so sorry about that. So shut up, crow. From January to around, was it January, February, March? To around like March, I was in a really big depression. I wanted to quit UX. I just didn't feel like I was supposed to be in this space, both financially, and then educational wise. Like there's people who get into UX in who have a degree and like who have all this like intelligence, and they're such good visual designers, and the way that they think is just amazing. I admire it. Um, and I just thought that the one thing that I felt I could do, where I feel like my experience, my life experience could be connected to, was done because I couldn't afford it. I think back at that time today, reviewing my rejection letter, and I still feel kind of like those emotions, to be honest, but I feel less of them, and I'm proud of myself that I don't feel that out of place anymore. And to kind of draw it now into this program, if you guys did not know, Pinterest does have an apprenticeship program. Their apprenticeship program, it sounds like an amazing opportunity. I feel like they were one of the first ones to start this non-traditional background apprenticeship program, and I see a lot of other programs or a lot of other companies do this now, which is amazing and like very hopeful for my future and stuff like that. And so I saw this posting pop up around like March, I think, end of March, like early April, and so I applied for it. Because I was on TikTok, and I was very much on the TikTok side of just apply for the job. Like if you're underqualified, like you'll manifest it, and like it kind of like honestly it kind of worked out. Like at that point, I didn't have a full portfolio. I didn't have like I just had my resume, to be honest. This experience has made me realize that like no matter like where you're coming from, you do bring something to the table, and people do take notice to that. And it got me an email back from them, and that was at the end of May. I think at the end of May, I think. Um, and I was shook when I got that email. Like I didn't think that I would get something like this, like get an opportunity to be noticed. Like Pinterest like noticed me, like Pinterest like saw like something in me. And to be honest, like I will always remember this, like that moment. I'll always remember them seeing something in me, because that gave me so much more confidence, and that was the confidence boost that I needed as a self-taught UX designer. I can't really get into a lot of what is like the interview prep for that, because we did sign an NDA for that, so I can't really get into like the whole process of that. But basically, they set you up really well for the interview process, the questions that they'll ask you, and the like first stage of like the interview was just like answering like some questionnaires, getting like your like design process and thinking. So I don't know if like this is like my downfall. So from the questionnaire, like I kind of tried to go above and beyond, trying to like prove myself, I guess. I don't know. And I decided to take on like a project based off of one of the questions in the questionnaire, and I like redesigned something for them. And it took me, the whole questionnaire was like about like a week long that they gave us to answer this. Also, side note, I did reread the like requirements, and it did say that it was a minimum of 250 words, and I thought that meant maximum. So I don't know if I have dyslexia or like what's going on there, but that could be also a downfall of why I didn't get a call back. But I decided to just take on a project, and that whole week was really hard for me. I knew the basics of UX. I know the design process. I know prototyping. I know high fidelity designs. I know what it takes to complete a project. And I never I never really sat down and did it after I heard my rejection from my program, or when I withdrew myself from my program, because I just thought that I couldn't do it because I didn't have the finances. And in that week, I completed a mini project. I was very, very happy from start to finish. I did the research, I did the designing, I did the prototyping, I did everything in Figma, and a lot of what I thought I couldn't do, I showed myself that I could. And as a self-taught designer, that validation is so hard to find when you don't have anyone around you that is on this path. You know, there's so many boot camps out there. There's so many programs now that, you know, you have that support, you have people, you know, helping you along the journey. But for people who can't afford it, or people who don't want to take out a loan, especially now during these times, like teaching yourself something so complex and so I don't know, so like it's so dependable on like feedback, and you know you're not having that feedback, is really hard. But I completed the project, and I was really happy about it. I I showed my family, and they were like, oh my god, this is like amazing. It was just like scrolling, it was just like the little Figma prototype scroll. I was like, oh my god, look at me, I'm a UX designer. And I was really proud of my work. And after I did that, I submitted it, and it took about like, honestly, it took about like almost like 3 weeks to hear back from them. I think it was like 2.5 weeks. And that is where we're at today, where I was sitting on my bed, which is like behind you guys. I was just watching Twitch, and then I saw the email notification from Pinterest. And can I like read this? Thank you for taking the time to complete your take-home assignment for our apprentice UX research role. We had an overwhelming response to this position, and lots of phenomenal people applied. We had to make some tough decisions, and unfortunately, we won't be moving forward with the interview process. That being said, we wanted to thank you for all your time. Although we can't move forward with you right away, we hope to stay connected for opportunities in the future, and encourage you to keep an eye on our careers page for opportunities that may be a match for you. Pinterest. That is my first rejection on this UX career path. And it's tough. It's tough. You hear about rejections and you hear about the interview process, and this is something that I've never gone through before. Um, and it's not until you're in it and you actually get rejected, um, you won't know how to process it. And the only way that I know how to process things and to like move forward is just going, just doing and just going forward. I'm so glad that I was able to do a portion of this interview process, because if I wasn't able to, I think I would have quit. I think if I didn't get that initial that response from Pinterest showing that they wanted me, that they saw something in me, I think I would have quit UX design completely. UX design is not a hard thing to do. It is complex. It requires a lot of work, but it is doable. And that is something that with this process and this experience that I've noticed that I now know that I can do this. And I think that instead of me doing what I did back in January and feeling sorry for myself and going within and shutting the world out and making my failures more important than my potential successes, I think I have to change now. And the way that I'm going to do this now is I want to document this journey. I want to document this whole process, the ups and the downs. And I know that I'll have a full-time position as a UX researcher or a UX designer in the future. For some reason today, I do feel sad. I do feel slightly defeated. But I wanted to document this because I wanted to show in raw form, because this is literally like, I literally look like a hot mess. I wanted to just show like what it is like. I wanted to show what it's like to go on this self-taught journey, and hopefully with this video I can network with some other self-taught designers. If you have any advice for self-taught designing, or if you are a self-taught designer as well, please leave a comment down below, like this video, because it feels very lonely sometimes. Actually, not even sometimes, like a lot of times. I can't really give like advice for others who are applying for this position, because I obviously got cut after round 1. But I think the one piece of advice that I would give to someone who is a self-taught designer, who is thinking of applying to apprenticeships or internships, and you feel like you're not ready for it, I would say just do it. Just do it. Send the application, make the new resume. Just have confidence, because if I didn't have confidence back in March when I applied for this, I would not have the interview experience that I have today. And without this rejection, I think I would have quit UX design completely. And that's just like 100% like the honest raw truth. Like without this, I probably would not have the validation that I like needed at that point. So you only need one yes to start your career in UX. And whether that yes turns to a no down the line, at least someone saw something in you. And I have to remember that. And that's why like I'm documenting this, because even though it's a really tough day for me today reading this rejection letter, it also is like a glimpse of hope, because everybody in this industry has been rejected once or twice or more times. And that's just a part of life, and that's a part of this journey. And you know, I'm as untraditional tech as they go. Like, I don't see any other like tech people like look like me or like dress how I do. Like, I just feel very out of place. But for them to see me and see like my background and see a potential in me, it just made me feel at home and made me feel like I do have a seat at the table. I do have something to offer this industry. I hope that this all like made sense. I honestly thought I was gonna cry during this video. And I'm kind of like holding back tears right now, to be honest, but I made it through the video. But yeah, if you are a self-taught designer or you are starting your UX career, your journey, leave a comment down below, like and follow me. I think I'm gonna do more videos like this if you guys like to see content like this. Don't know what the future of this channel holds, but I know someone out there has a similar experience that I do, and hopefully we can connect one day. But yeah, guys, until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you are, and we got this. We got this. They will call you back. Just believe in yourself, have confidence, and we'll get through this. Okay, I'm gonna head off. Bye.